This episode of Don't Laugh But contains strong language. Okay, here we are again.
Welcome, are we recording?
Yes, we are.
We've got the bleep on the pad.
The what? Yeah.
They're like the signal that sparks life.
Yeah, the signal that sparks life.
I'm going to eat a curly whirly while we're doing this, is that all right?
Who brings a multi-pack of curly whirlies just for themselves to a podcast?
That will be me.
Okay.
That's who does that. Yes, welcome back, Rebecca Elliott.
I know. It's been
2 weeks.
It's been a couple of weeks.
I'm Kirsty Hudson. Welcome to Don't Laugh But.
I'm Rebecca Elliott, and I would also like to welcome you.
Welcome. I missed you.
Yeah.
I missed Don't Laugh But.
Me or the people?
The people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the people. The DLBers, the butters, the people. Our people who are listening, I miss them.
Yeah.
I've got lots to talk about.
Whoa there, Pickle. Whoa. So this week we're going to be talking about parties, but I think we've got a couple of things first.
Yeah, I've got more than a couple.
And also this week's quite exciting because we have reached out to the butters to get their own stories, their own takes on things.
They've returned stuff.
They have supplied us with some good fodder, I feel.
They're good people.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So we'll get on to that later.
I'm excited about that bit. New and exciting, fresh.
I was gonna talk to you about feminist t-shirts.
Right. Okay.
So on Facebook, they had put an advert. You know, they'd obviously chosen that I was someone who was likely to buy a feminist t-shirt that says "Girl Power," whatever.
That would be an algorithm that makes that.
That's an algorithm. Anyway, so this advert for feminist t-shirts came up. And there was lots of like girl power, which is, it's fine if you are a girl, but I think if you're a woman who's a feminist, you're not going to wear that. That's fine. And then there was like woman up. Okay, fine. There was a good one that was girls just want to have fun, do mental rights. That was quite good. I'm not going to buy it. That'd be insane. But it was quite clever.
Yeah.
But anyway, there were some problematic ones.
Mm-hmm.
One t-shirt said feminist killjoy. Now, if you are a feminist, this is aimed at feminist people.
Yes. Why would you wear?
Why would you want to wear one that says feminist killjoy? And there was another one.
I don't understand what that means. Explain that. So you're a killjoy of the feminist.
Yeah. So you're a boring feminist. So I'm a feminist, therefore I don't like to party or have fun because I'm killjoy. Or what? Is
that really for men to wear?
No. No, it's not. What are you talking about?
Just thought.
Then this one is really in your face. This t-shirt said, "Take your sexist, racist, homophobic BS elsewhere." Mm-hmm. Now that's quite a confrontational t-shirt, right?
I like it, but I don't want them to take it elsewhere.
Really?
Well, because they might take it to someone who they could really upset.
I mean, yes.
What I want them to do is shut the F up.
But the thing is, if you're wearing a t-shirt that says "Take your sexist, racist, homophobic BS elsewhere," you'd have to only talk to people whilst wearing that t-shirt who were sexist, homophobic, racists. You couldn't wear that and then just go and talk to your nan, and then your tits are just shouting at her.
Nan, look at this.
Take your sexist, racist BS elsewhere, Nan.
I quite like it though. I don't want them to take it elsewhere. They've just got to stop it.
Fine. Then, this is the one that really got me.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Hold my horses.
Ovaries before broveries. Now,
I like that.
Now, I get the sentiment, okay? It's like, and forgive my French here, it's like chicks before dicks. It's saying, don't break up with your girlfriends over a guy. Okay,
yeah.
I get this, fine. But I'm sorry, ovaries before broveries. Broveries isn't a thing.
No, what is
You may as well say fallopian tubes before brovopian tubes.
It makes
and just putting the word bro before anything. Vagina before brogina.
Or
it doesn't work. It's not a thing.
Vagina works, but no, it doesn't.
No, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't mean
does
anything.
it? Because bromance works, because it's like romance and we put bro there and everyone gets what it means. Broveries.
Broveries.
Made me livid.
Yeah, it just made me laugh though. Or ovaries. And you know what, like, ovaries can cause a little bit of pain as well.
Can they? You can't feel your ovaries.
Oh, sometimes when you're having your period come in and I gotta...
But that's just random interior pain. You can't distinguish like, today my fallopian tube is aching.
No, I think it's in the ovary area.
You're listening to the moronic musings of Kirsty Hudson and Rebecca Elliott, two women willing to laugh at each other's jokes so that you don't have to.
And then what you got?
Well, firstly, right, words. Mm-hmm. I've got lots of interesting things to say. Well, I've got. Hold on.
I think I'll be the judge of that.
Let me quantify that. I've got lots of things to say. I won't be as bold. I did say I was bold, saying it's interesting.
Yeah, that was a bold statement.
A bold statement.
Yeah.
I'm going to retract that.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm going to say it anyway.
You've got lots of stuff to say,
So,
some of which might be interesting.
Words. Whose bright idea was it to decide that we need more than one word for one word? What's meaning?
It wasn't someone's bright idea.
Who?
It wasn't
did
just
that?
Shakespeare going, you know what, I'm bored of just having one word for one thing.
But why didn't someone just go, hold up? We've got a word for that already.
Yeah.
Stop right there. Don't need it.
That's the magic of language.
No, we don't need it.
And you know, as a comedian who writes, jokes,
Well,
that some words, mean the same, but you change it for another word, and boom, it's funnier or it's snappier, and it's the same when you're writing a novel.
yes, okay.
The same word can mean lots of things, but when you pick the right one, it just sounds beautiful. That is the wonder of language. I can't believe you're questioning that.
I'll give it to you. If you want to write a book, you want to have a bit of creativity, you want to tell a joke, you want to do a play, you can use those words.
Yeah.
But in real life...
Also, normal people should just have one set of words assigned to them.
It would stop lots of confusing situations at times.
Okay.
I just sometimes think, really, do we need more words to describe that?
Yes, I think we do.
Okay. Well,
I mean, if you go around, if something's beautiful, if you can only use the word beautiful, that gets boring quite quickly.
But then everyone just knows what it is. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know, but you want to be
Flowery.
Expressive with your language. Goes, that's
I
wonderful,
like
that's
words.
gorgeous, that's delightful, that's spectacular.
Oh, I knew you proved my point wrong. I thought that was a really good point. I felt cross about it earlier.
That's a fantastic,
cross about
brilliant,
him.
wonderful, enchanting point.
Okay.
Do you see what I did there?
Beautiful. I saw you had a play on words. You went all Russell Brand-esque.
Hardly.
Beautiful. Anyway, also, right, imagine the scene.
Yeah.
I'm in a boat.
Yep.
I'm fishing off the coast of Africa.
When?
Just stay with me. It's a story.
Okay.
I'm in a boat. I'm fishing off the coast of Africa. It's the night time. I get up to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I go to the toilet. When I go to the toilet, the boat sinks. All of my fishermen crew, they die. I'm at the bottom of the ocean in a toilet. I've got a tiny bit of air. Would I live?
Well, you'd live until either the water came into the cubicle. You're in a cubicle on a boat.
I'm at the bottom of the ocean, bear in mind. I'm at the bottom
Well, there's several things that are going to kill
of
you
the
there.
ocean.
Either the water is going to break through because the pressure when you're at the bottom of the ocean is going to be greater, and so that even if you've got an incredibly strong cubicle, the water's going to break through and drown you.
Right.
Or if you're lucky enough to be in a very airtight toilet cubicle, then eventually you'll run out of air.
Yeah. Well, there was a story.
What's your point?
This man?
Did this actually happen?
This actually happened to a man. He got up to go to the toilet. That saved his life. He managed to go across because he needed to get warm to go across. So he managed to get across, and he could
Get across where?
the boat.
You need more words.
He's in the boat.
That's your problem. You've not got enough. You've got like 30 or 40 words.
Maybe that's
No wonder
the
you have
problem.
problems describing things.
Maybe that's the problem. I just crossed because I don't have enough. Anywho,
You called across. What are you talking
he
about?
called across the boat. He's in the boat. Bear in mind, while he's crossing, he could hear fish eating his colleagues on the boat. And then he gets into another bit of the boat where he can have about 4 foot of air, and he gets on a mattress because he's so cold, hypothermia setting in. He's at the bottom of the ocean, bear in mind.
So he is in the belly of the boat in case, so he's got air.
Yes, just a tiny bit of air. He survived.
His sailor friends have died. Hang on, whoa there, Pickle. Whoa. I'll tell you what I'm finding a problem with.
Right.
I'll tell you what I'm finding a problem.
Don't worry.
No, hang on. He could hear his colleagues being eaten by fish.
Yes.
At that point, you lost me.
They were dead.
But they're floating to the surface.
No, they're in the boat, aren't they? They can't. Where they're going to float to?
Why? They're in the boat. He's in the boat.
Not all of them are in the boat. Some of them are in the boat.
But the fish just immediately start eating them. That's not...
Bear in mind, he'd been in there almost 3 days at this point.
But there were piranhas and sharks there because other fish wouldn't bother.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that. Okay, fine. We'll get past that.
You know for a fact, for the fish world, it's only piranhas and sharks that eat things.
Yeah.
I think there's eels.
Yeah, okay, fine. Eels.
There's eels. Anyway, so they find that this is wrecked. They have one survivor boat out. They couldn't find anyone. Everyone's dead. then they'd heard this tapping, and they did another one to go even deeper, and they found him alive. He survived. He's the only man on record to survive at the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
For almost 3 days he lived there for. Would I be able to do that, do you think?
No.
No, I don't think I would. No. But what would you do? Like, say everyone did die. Say you're in a situation, a disaster.
Yeah, disaster. Yeah.
And everyone dies.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Because I don't think I could kill myself.
No.
Would you? Could you see? Like, if I'm in the apocalypse.
If you're in a what? That wasn't even a word.
Apocalypse.
Oh, apocalypse, right.
I think I'd want to die first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Like
I think we've said this before. I'd go out and just sacrifice myself.
The thought of running around. Anyway, another thing that's happened to me today.
Well, that's a disturbing story to start with. We start with something light.
No,
that is not light.
No.
But he survived, though.
That's the beauty of the story.
Okay,
I know 11 died, but he lived.
Yes.
He lived at the bottom of the ocean.
I know, I get it.
God, that's a story of miraculous proportions, right?
That
there.
is. Well done.
So another thing, right? This is my Rudy bit that we might need to edit.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot. Oh, God.
So this is like, because like I like a bit of spirituality. I like the whole.
Yeah.
I do weird things.
Yeah. Do weird things.
So this quote came up today on one of my spiritual kind of Facebook pages.
Okay.
And it says, "Can someone please tell me how to surrender to God more when it feels like I'm being metaphorically arse raped every 5 minutes?"
Wow, this is a really spiritual person. Oh, I want to repeat that line, but I can't.
Oh, we can't say that.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we'll do the cleaner
version.
There's
No cleaner version. It's just the.
So something.
This is on a really spiritual, peace-filled page. Can someone tell me how to surrender to God when it feels like I'm being metaphorically or metaphysically? Metaphorically.
So something happened to the bottom.
Yes.
Every 5 minutes.
Wow. Did they elaborate on why they feel that?
But there was 36 comments to give us some advice, and I'm going to read through those tonight. But it just made me laugh so much that this poor woman doesn't know how to surrender more to God. When
It's such a beautiful statement to start with.
I know.
Surrender to God when it feels like I'm being. Wow.
Yes.
That's
every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes.
I just thought that was perfect. Where you just feel like life has got you. My sister's not been very well, so life's been a bit hard this couple of weeks, and
your sister's not well.
She's not, bless her. We send love to her.
Yeah.
But it's like that just made me go, God, yeah. Sometimes life can feel a little bit like that.
Yes.
Like, and then we go, oh yeah, it's God. Yeah, really? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That. Like it's just a hugely funny quote, but it just did make me think. Actually, that is quite a good one as well.
How one can feel.
Yeah.
Right. Parties. Come on.
Party time.
Parties. So what do we think of parties?
What do we think of parties?
Do you like parties?
Do I like a party? I love a party.
Yeah.
I get very excited about getting invited to parties.
Do you prefer hosting your own or going to one hosted by someone else?
I like a bit of both, but I do sometimes get nervous when I have a party.
Yes, I do.
I think that's a human condition. Am I liked enough for people to come?
Yeah.
I will always try and go to a party if someone invites me, because I feel that it's a lot of work to do a party, and I feel like I just I want to rock up, but I just love a party. I like being around people. When you're busy, parties kind of feel an inconvenience. But I love a party. I love drinking at a party. I love party food. I think food. I had a question about this food for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got one group of friends. When they do parties, they're amazing at parties, but they always serve food like in a what they're called. On a tray. It's called an hors d'oeuvre. So they take them around the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that because I'm constantly there. And what I'm doing is I'm chatting, I'm having a conversation.
And you've got one eye on the tray.
And I see the tray, and I'm like, the tray's not coming near me. It's not coming.
Is it one tray or is it several in a rotation?
It will come round, and then they'll do another one in a minute. And like her mum does it all, and they're really good for it. I'm not thinking I really want to eat that.
Yeah.
I want that, but I can't. And then I'm not focused on the
Are
conversation.
you given a plate? Could you load
Usually
your plate
a napkin.
up?
No,
Oh,
usually
just a
give me
napkin.
you see.
There is a way of kind of splaying the napkin open as much as possible, so you can use it as a bag.
Yeah, but
and then
I,
you could just fill it up.
You can, but I always feel rude if I've got one piece already.
Yeah.
To then want to take another, particularly if I like the thing that's on the tray. I don't want to just have one. I want to have two. You
Right.
know, if it's a buffet, there's no judgment. I'm standing by the table.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to me, I'm by the buffet table. That's
Okay.
where I'll be because I love a buffet. Buffet.
I don't.
food-
We've discussed this. I don't like a buffet. I
don't think
don't
we've
know
discussed-
how, as a vegetarian, you can like a buffet because.
Have we discussed how much I love a buffet?
Yeah, I think so. And it
Oh.
probably ended up talking about potatoes.
Love a buffet. Oh, I love a vol au vent.
No, it is dry nonsense with a tiny bit of moisture.
We have discussed this because my friend calls them vomit vents. But I love them.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, vomit vents.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I love them. No, I love
no.
a buffet.
No, I don't like eating in front of other people.
You don't. I noticed that the other night when you had a salad in front of me
Yeah,
and you were in the cafe.
I didn't like that.
You start for a very long time. It was like you had to build yourself up.
I did.
It's coming. The lettuce is going to go up.
Especially a salad because you're going to end up with leaves coming out your mouth while you're eating. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
I don't mind that. What I didn't like about that salad was it had too much iceberg lettuce in, and an iceberg lettuce is
Which you
just...
get put on my plate.
Yes, it
Why
is.
did you think I would want that?
Well, I just
We had did you have the goat's cheese salad?
No, I had...
Podcasting gold. What salad did you
I
eat?
had the halloumi. But I
Because the
mixed
thing
up
is,
with
when the
mushrooms.
goat's cheese is gone,
Yeah,
what's the point?
exactly.
I
And-
was done at that point.
I know, and the thing about iceberg lettuce, which I will finish the point on, is it's just like eating water.
Yeah, well done. I mean, I feel like we could go into more here. I mean, in many ways, it's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it?
You're on fire.
Shut up.
Parties, let me get my questions up. I wrote all the questions this week. Just wanna say that.
I think parties are weird. I think they are a sort of a...
It's like you just glaze over that.
What?
I wrote all the questions.
You did write quite a lot of questions, but
Oh.
then I've typed things out and everything. I've actually got
Question
typed
about
out
party.
notes.
When you have a party,
Yeah.
should people clean up after themselves?
No.
Nope.
No.
Nobody.
I like it if people do, I had a party on Saturday. If people want to take in a few things to the kitchen on their way out, that's lovely. That's fine. But it makes me uncomfortable when people start proper clearing up because it makes me feel inadequate.
Yes.
It makes me think that other people are wrapping up my party when I'm not ready
Yes.
for it to quite be wrapped up yet.
I feel like that.
And also, I am fully of the opinion that parties should not, unless you're hiring a hall, parties should not be cleared up till the next day.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to think about clearing stuff up until the next day. I don't care if there's stuff outside and it's raining. I don't care. At that point, I'm drunk. I'm having a good time. And then you've got that beautiful little core group at the end of a party. That's my favourite bit. When there's just a few left and you're really getting involved and you're really quite drunk at that point and the conversation is flowing. And then I don't want to be tidying up.
No, I don't want to be tidying up either. And people like I've got really good friends who are really clean people. They're really tidy people. They'll clean up during the party. When we left, everything's tidied up, and I'm like, that'd be quite nice to wake up to. Sometimes
That would be. Yeah, I mean, when I woke up on Sunday after, I mean, it was horrific, frankly.
It is,
but then I just went out for the day and I didn't actually tidy up till yesterday.
Exactly, because
And
it
it's
doesn't
fine.
matter. It
It's
doesn't
fine
matter.
because you put so much preparation into a party. And if you're putting all that preparation into a party, so making food and getting ready, this was a kids' party as well, so it was all that stuff that I was making. To spend all that time, I want to actually enjoy the few hours of this party that I've been planning,
Me too. I'm all
rather than
over
having
that.
a couple of hours of enjoyment
with
and
you.
then, now we've got to start packing it all up again.
I'm with you.
What's the point?
What is the point?
Do you think the parties are a bit of a test of people's social skills, but a little bit of an unfair test of people's social skills? Because there are some people who are fantastic at parties in a group, but not very good at one-on-one. And there's a lot of people, sort of introverts, I guess, who are the opposite, or who are better one-on-one but can't really do a party. I don't know if people are kind of viewed, he's a really kind of sociable guy, he's great at a party. But then I'd prefer someone who's good one-on-one, who can turn that on just for me, and rather than just being like the show off in the middle of the room. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because some people have so much social anxiety that when they go to party, they're like dying inside. And I've had moments like that. Like I come across as very I can chat. I'm quite good in a group. I'm quite good one-to-one. I'm all right. I can manage it. I'm all right. But I can get that. If you're in a bit of a panicky space or whatever, and you walk into a party,
Yeah.
it can be quite intimidating. And I feel like, because I'm so want to be liked, you know, I think we all want a bit of like that in life.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel like, I think I might be boring them a little bit, especially if you've got something else going on, you know, or whatever. So I think that is a harsh thing to say, but I do.
And that is difficult when you have got other stuff going on in your lives, most people have, but you know, your sister's very poorly at the moment, and then to have to go to the party and kind of turn it on, because otherwise you do think, I'm going to be imprinted in these people's minds forever as like the dull person at that party that they met.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to put all that aside.
But in a way, that's good, isn't it? In a way, it's good to go, you know what, in this moment, I'm okay. In this moment, she's safe and it's fine. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's good to have that distraction, and a party can be really good for that, you know? Yeah. I think sometimes, and for me, a party is just a really great chat, and I love a great chat. You know, it's fun.
I do, but I don't like a party with too many people, because you don't get to talk enough to everyone. And I feel that if you have to talk to everyone there, then the conversation ends up being quite light with everyone. You having a good time? You had a good week? What's going on? And then you kind of think, I better move on to the next person.
You want to dig.
Whereas I want to dig a little bit deeper. That's the conversation that I enjoy.
Interesting.
And that's why I like that core group at the end. But I always have after party anxiety, and part of that is that I didn't talk to people enough.
Oh, really?
Oh, every time. I never sleep well after a party. I'm always thinking, why the hell did I say that? Yeah. Why did I do that? And also, I didn't really speak to that person I really wanted to, and I should have done. Yeah, but I was in party mode, and they're going through a thing, and I didn't really go into it with them.
Sure. My always concern is I've talked too much to one person.
To one person?
Or to anyone, because I do, you know, I do talk.
Is your concern that you've annoyed the one person you're speaking to, or you've annoyed other people for not speaking to them, or both?
A bit of both. It could be depending on your mood. God, I mean, good Lord. I think the pressure.
I prefer a party to one-on-one. I find it easier.
Do you?
No, I don't prefer it. I find it easier because I'm an introvert who's a show-off.
Yeah, see, I'm that though.
So if I'm if I'm meeting someone for coffee, I'll get very nervous about that.
Yeah, I think
I'll enjoy it, but the first hour will be a bit like, oh my God, did they like me? Did they? Is this going well? Mm-hmm. Whereas in a party, I can just show off a little bit, and I haven't got to have eye contact with anyone. I get the anxiety afterwards.
Do you feel it's your responsibility at a party for everyone to have a good time?
If they're at my party, yeah, yes,
because it's not. I mean, it's clearly not.
No. Well, it depends on what kind of space they're in, but I still think that it is a bit of a responsibility.
I'm not I know I can throw a good party. I'm quite good.
And if you've got one or two people who clearly aren't in the group because they don't know people, it is your responsibility as the party host to go and find them and see they're okay.
You don't do.
I don't do.
You don't introduce anyone at a party.
Oh no, I know I don't introduce people, but I do go. I make a thing about saying I'm not going to introduce people, so introduce yourself to each other because there was too many people here.
Yeah,
and also I'm not good at remembering names.
I know that's always awkward,
and I'd rather not get it wrong and just kind of slowly. Herd people in the right direction.
I always introduce everyone, always at a party, and then I have that awful moment.
Are you saying you're better than me?
Clearly. But I have that moment, that hanging on the edge moment. I'm at the edge of a cliff because I can't remember that person's name.
Right.
As it's coming and it's coming and it's coming. Yeah. 9 times out of 10 it comes, but when it doesn't come, it's awkward. Especially if you know that person for years and you are, yes, you are. It's exactly who you are. You know, it's really... Yeah. Because you can't go, this is darling.
No.
You know, you can't do that in that moment.
But equally, like at this party I had, there was a woman there who didn't really know anyone else, and so I did make sure that I spent a lot of time with her because so you find the person who's on their own, and then you can't bring them in towards other people.
You feel it's your responsibility at other people's parties to do that, so do you?
Sometimes my dad's very good at that. At any party, he will just look for the person who's not chatting, and he'll make it an effort to have a chat with them. That will be his aim. Even if they don't want to, even if they're the meanest.
I'm going to make you chat.
We are going to chat.
Love that. I'm quite good at that, I think. Would you say I'm quite good at that?
Of course you are. You're very good at that. And you know you are. You're so fishing right now. You're a very good host.
Fishing? You're desperate, yes.
I'm not a great host.
I think you're a great host.
I'm all right, but I'm quite lazy. I don't like getting people drinks. When they first come in, I'm like, let me get you a drink. And I hate that bit.
The key now...
When everyone's had one drink, I'll go around with a jug of Pimm's or whatever. But basically at that point, I'm quite resentful if people go, can you go and get me a drink?
The key to that...
No, at this point...
Yeah.
Get your own bloody drink.
The key to that is have a drinks table. I have just known.
Yeah, but even if you do, people are still like, no. Have you got any? You have a drinks table, and you have you have all the drinks you have in a bucket
or a cooler.
Yeah.
And then they go. They're just naturally drawn to do it themselves because it's all there. Especially if you make it look pretty. I found that is the key.
I feel like you're telling me how to run a best party, and I think I did do it.
You did it. Did I just not say?
Yeah, but now you're looking at me and saying, "No, if you do this, if you actually make it look pretty, and actually do your job, then I think you're fine."
I'm actually saying to the guests that they naturally gravitate to my beautiful tables. Is all I'm saying.
Do you think?
All I'm saying.
My husband very much does that there should be a time limit on social occasions.
No, that pisses me off.
My husband is very much... I think
is.
Will Self also believes this, that parties should be no more than like 3 hours.
No.
And then everyone should just go home.
Yeah, I've got a mate who does that. She's like, the carriages will be collecting you. And I'm like, no, I will
go
tell you
when I am good and ready.
Because sometimes I'm at a party and I'm just like, I am the last fucker here. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking...
I like to be the last person to leave
it's very
the party.
rare for me to
because
leave
often I'm
early.
not... I'm having a good time, but it hits about 11 and then I think I'm really having a good time
I get
now.
that second wind.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, that second wind? Like, that's a real fact.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, what is it? What happens when all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
tired, little tired.
Tired.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm pepped up
Oh,
again. Ready
hello.
to go.
Yeah, that's alcohol, sweetie. That's what that is.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I
But
love
that can happen to me with
My
that
sister-in-law's the same. She says she's always the last to leave a party, and her husband likes to go like a lot earlier as
So
well.
I'm quite lucky with my husband because he's the last one too. Yeah, no, don't tell me when to leave a party.
No, you can just go on and on. So as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, your turn.
Oh, sorry, questions. Sorry, my phone. Oh, here we go. I had a technical malfunction.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading a text.
Oh, I thought that was a euphemism for you pissed yourself. It's just slight technical malfunction.
Someone asked me at your party actually if I like I weed myself and stuff like that just so I could talk about the podcast. Yeah, that's what I do. I do.
Yeah,
all
you
for
just
this.
go to Iceland and think, do you know what?
This will be
I'll
hilarious.
get my piss in the corner because that's going to make for a good podcast. That's brilliant.
You're listening to Don't Laugh But, two women talking with enthusiasm about what they reckon, as if it in some way matters.
What kills a party vibe?
What kills a party vibe? So we were talking about bad parties and...
Yeah, no, say if you've ever been to a party and you're like, oh, shit.
If I am asked to take my shoes off when
Oh,
I go into a party, that's an
love
immediate,
that. Yeah.
this is going to be a challenge to
Yeah.
have fun here,
Yeah.
frankly. And also then I'll realise I've got holes in my socks. So
Yeah.
because I've always got holes in my socks.
Yeah. I mean, you're not in love with a pedicure anyway, are you?
I'm not a lover. I don't need it. I have naturally beautiful toenails. Right, I don't need to paint them yellow like you did last week.
Love it. I
It
love my
looked
yellow.
like you had a fungal infection.
No, it's
Why
bright yellow.
would you pay someone?
It was sunflower
Did you do it
yellow.
yourself or did you pay someone to do that?
paid
To
someone
flick
to do
that
that.
on you?
Yeah,
you
but
paid
do
someone
you have-
to make you look like you've got a foot fungal infection.
What do you do about hard skin?
I don't have hard skin.
Of course, everyone
I
has
have
hard
soft, baby-like heels
Ow.
and toes.
Do
Okay.
you must. I bet you've got some calluses on there.
No, they're beautiful. There's nothing
Callous.
callous about me.
I love it. I love it if there's a fight at a party.
Do you?
I get really excited.
At your party?
No, well,
At
my
our party?
A party.
Are you
Like,
talking a fist fight or
Don't mind.
shouting kind
like
of?
if my kids are there, I wouldn't want to have a fist fight. Like, I didn't want to have a fist fight. I'm
You
like,
think?
But I'd be quite excited. Like, yeah, like
I don't think I've ever been at a party with a fight, or have I?
Yeah,
Don't think so.
yeah, or somewhere, or
How many have you been to where there's been a fight?
I've been to a couple. Or I like it if like the hosts start falling out. That's quite funny too. They start snipping at each other.
Yeah.
No, Susan, you get the sausage rolls out. I love that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
always quite fun.
yeah.
No, I wouldn't like a... No.
No. Oh.
Do you think that... Yeah, by the way, I was going to talk about weddings, but then I thought, actually, we're going to do a whole separate one on weddings.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
someone write in about weddings, and actually I thought that's going to be a whole... Because I think wedding stories are a whole separate thing. Is that
yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But I will mention New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Do you think there is way too much pressure put on New Year's Eve to the
Clearly.
point where it's actually quite difficult to have an enjoyable New
Yeah,
Year's Eve?
absolutely.
Because the whole time you're just thinking it's New Year's Eve. I'm not having
should
enough fun.
have the
This
best
should
time
be
ever.
the best time.
Absolutely.
I used to feel like that. I feel like that less now.
Oh, really? And I used to dress up.
Early 20s was real, like...
Yeah, and I used to dress up so much on New Year's Eve, like really, like,
right.
Go to town and, like, want to just have the best night ever. And
someone did end up crying at 9:30.
I stayed in for the first time last year.
Did you? How was that?
I loved it.
No.
Loved it.
No, we stayed in once in our early 20s, and it was the most miserable night ever. And we
now.
lived above a restaurant, and we just heard all the noise of everyone having this wonderful party downstairs.
Yeah, and you had FOMO.
The worst New Year's Eve that we went to was Millennium.
Ah.
The biggest pressure on everyone, tonight we're going to party like it's 1999, and it was just the shitest party. Because all our friends, we didn't have any money at the time, had gone to like London, Edinburgh, they're doing all the big things. So there was just a few of us left in this little house party, all feeling like the rejected.
Yeah.
And it was one of those times where no matter, sometimes you can just have a couple of drinks and because you're in the right vibe, you feel like on top of the world, you feel buzzing. No matter how much I drunk, and I drank a lot.
You can't.
There was just that...
Nothing.
Why is it not getting better?
I know.
I'm drinking loads.
Yeah, in fact, it's getting
Why
worse.
is it not getting better?
Yeah. I know.
And at midnight, Matt and a couple of our mates that were there, just because we were having such a rubbish time, thought we've got to do something to make this memorable because it's millennium.
Yeah.
So they stripped down and ran down the street, but not even stripped properly. They still had their pants on. So even that was lame. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in a way, is it not better to have that memory of something memorably awful than having like, oh yeah, we went to London, I can't remember. Oh, we went to Edinburgh. Or am I trying to make something out of what was just
my millennium,
quite a tragic night?
I had a party as well.
Yeah.
On the millennium.
Was it good?
It was all. I twisted my ankle and touched someone's fake breasts.
Okay.
Was
that all of a piece? You twisted it and fell into the fake breasts?
It was a whole weird scenario. So she was a stripper. Mm-hmm. She's come to my party and she was
to strip.
No, not.
She was off duty.
She
Fine.
was retired.
Yeah.
And she was talking about breasts, and she went, "Look, you just might as well touch them because they're really nice to touch."
Okay.
And I thought, well, I'm in my kitchen. She went, "Doesn't matter, mate." And then she took her top off, and I touched her naked breast.
Okay.
And then I think I twisted my ankle after that. I was wearing some awful shoes.
I'm just still taking that in. Did anyone walk in at that moment? Please tell me they did.
I don't know. I can't. I think there was someone else in there.
And hang on. Whoa. How did they feel?
They were quite hard, if I'm honest.
I've heard that.
It was 2000 as well, so it's not like we know.
Yeah. It's not like what? There's been improvements in breast
now
implants.
There is. There has. And she and it was weird because she was one of my dearest friends.
I've said this to you before. No one uses the phrase "dearest friend" if they're under the age of 60. Like,
okay,
my very, very dearest friend. She was so dear to me.
It was her friend's, her husband's ex-wife, and I'm like, "Why are you at my party anyway?" Why are you at my party anyway?
No, if you say the clean version, don't beep yourself. Just say it again so I can cut out the other bit. Don't say the beep. Just why were you at my party? That's fine.
Why are you at my party? And why am I feeling your breast? It was like the weirdest, surrealist night.
That does sound quite strange. Okay. Should we read out some of our listeners' stuff?
Yes.
I've got a couple of things here.
Let's read them.
Okay. So I'm going to try and not mention who they're from. However, I am going to say this first one is from my sister-in-law. It's pertinent because my husband's dad is a vicar. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is my husband's sister, whose dad is also a vicar.
Uh-huh.
She says, my most embarrassing party in memory was my 21st birthday party when my uni friends decided it would be funny to get me a vicar strippogram. Bearing in mind, her dad is a vicar. And one particular of said friends decided to pay him extra to strip fully because obviously I've always fancied vicars. She says with an eye roll emoji there, which I appreciated. I'd already vomited on my own feet in the club. That's always good. And then he threw me over his shoulder, naked apart from the dog collar, him, not me.
Oh.
Hazy but horrific memories of elastic bands around his manhood to keep it semi-erect.
Oh.
Didn't know that was a thing. And also I was thinking about that. Where would you tie the elastic?
Is it the tip or the...
Would you tie it around, or are you kind of anchoring it to his neck so when he looks up, it brings sort of like puppet effect?
Oh.
Anyway, she says, seriously, these people call themselves my friends. And she says, this is the first time I've shared this story. I think I still shudder when I think of it.
I bet she does.
Does anyone enjoy private strippers, though?
Does anyone...
Strip clubs aside. For hen nights and stuff. You see the hen just suffering.
There's nothing right about it. Nobody. I mean...
It's humiliation.
We've discussed this before. Even when you love somebody,
Mm-hmm.
their bits in your face is not something you ever really get excited about. There's nothing about a penis that really excites many people.
No, but is it supposed to be funny?
Oh,
because it's not. It's humiliating.
And also, why on earth did someone went, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to dress as a vicar.
Yeah.
Because that is sexy.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take my clothes off.
Dad's a vicar.
And
like,
her dad's a vicar.
What's the thought process there?
No, there's just nothing right about that.
Oh, it's made a little bit of bile come up for me, actually.
No.
Wow.
This one's good.
I've got more. Go on.
Well, this one here I thought was quite fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this fella here had a crush. He's now gone on to marry this woman. Went to a party.
Okay.
And he'd gone to the party, and didn't really sort of know anyone at the party, and he thought, you know, we'd like sort of cool and go, no, I can open the champagne for you.
Okay.
As he opened the champagne.
So he's trying to impress his lady friend.
Trying to look all cool. He literally opened the champagne, and champagne went all over the women that he was trying to impress.
That's not good.
Went into school the next day. It was snowing.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to walk home together.
Uh-huh.
The girl he was trying to impress at the party relayed a story about the party the night before, going, oh, can you believe that loads of shoes went missing at the party?
Yeah.
And he was all like, oh, my shoes are a bit tight. He realised he had stolen.
Oh.
Not stolen, accidentally put on a pair of shoes from the party.
That weren't his.
So not only had he sprayed this poor girl, looked a twat at a party, he'd also stolen some poor set of shoes.
Someone's shoe. How would you not know?
But then he went on to marry her. He must have the
happy
skills.
ending.
He
It's a
must
happy
have
ending.
the charm.
How could you go home with someone else's shoes? Hey, see, that's a bad party. They've been told to take their shoes off at the beginning.
Yeah,
That's never going to end well.
He'd gone home in someone else's shoes after.
That is a tragic ending.
Beautiful.
Well, that's a happy ending because they got married. I have one here. So we went to a house party. One of our friends got very drunk on gin, mixing the cans of gin with extra shots of gin. You always know you're at a good party when it's good. Right, let's get some alcohol. Let's put some more alcohol in it. Because that'll make it better. One of our mutual friends had worn her favourite leather jacket to the party. She decided after a few drinks to model the jacket, so she put it on. Then the zip got stuck. It was then that all hell broke loose. Our very, very drunk friend, there's another friend, then tried to help get her out of the jacket, so she zipped into her favourite jacket. But instead of taking the zip down, she kept zipping it up. The friend who owned the jacket was crying at this point as she thought she was going to have to be cut out the jacket, and our drunk friend just kept continuing to zip it up. We were all crying with laughter as she was crying in sheer horror. Her beautiful mahoosive norks were exploding out of their red leather binding. Eventually, I think one of the bystanders, not me, I was trying not to pee myself, decided to step in and try and release our friend from the jacket. Moral of the story, don't wear your favourite jacket when a gincident is about to happen.
Love a gincident.
The first thing there is the genius of the word gincident, which I'm going to be using a lot from now on.
Love it.
Secondly, I love the way that she's totally unremorseful, the writer of this, about pissing herself laughing when her friend was weeping in fear and pain about having her tits zipped together.
Yeah.
Well,
we do.
I mean, it's one thing to laugh at the time at the party, but to continue to just go, no, that was chuffing hilarious. That was.
Do that, though,
I love that.
We do that. We do when you're drunk. It doesn't matter what else is in pain. If it's hilarious,
it's just funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, to the point where you literally can't help them. Because you're just laughing too much.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. Gincident, though.
A gincident. That's beautiful. I went to a party once and I decided,
don't eat a cashew while you're talking. We can hear the crunching.
Sorry, I felt I needed one.
Curly whirlies and cashews. That was your morning snack.
All about the seas. So I'm at a party. We thought it would be really hilarious to sort of take some things from the road. So we of course told the
cones.
The cones.
Classic.
We were running. And then I wet myself on the way home.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a theme with your anecdotes, isn't it?
Partly through fear.
They could start off with anything. You know, I was at Buckingham Palace and then I wet myself.
Partly through fear and partly through excitement of stealing this. Got back to the party And then I hadn't got it, so I took my knickers off, and then we made up a song on, I've got my knickers on, have you got your knickers on? And the whole party ended up singing about me and my knickers.
That is, like, really? You're happy for that to go out there? Yeah?
It was a fun party.
That's going to be one of the stories where my husband listens later and goes, is Kirsty, is she happy to put that out there? I'm just worried for her.
It's fine.
Hang on, how old were you there?
Might be about 20.
Old enough to know better.
Yeah, I'm at a party. Yeah, and also we kept worried about the CCTV as well. I decided to cover my face.
When does stealing cones become not
Oh,
funny?
I don't know. Why do
21?
we do that? Yeah. So, and also, anyway, so here I've got this one, right? So, this person, she generally falls asleep, right, at parties, which is always embarrassing, particularly when people put items on the face and take a photo.
Yeah. I actually know, I know who this
It's
is.
quite amusing, this.
And she fell asleep at one of my...
Did you do it? Did you put stuff on her face?
No, but I did video her because it was really funny.
Oh.
So she gets very drunk, she falls asleep. God love her.
Mm-hmm.
She was working in the Met at the time, police.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it because I went to wake her up. I was like, I say she's traitor. Traitor. So I was videoing it because it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And she just, in her sleep, she went, Sleepy 2929. And then she woke up, was like, Sleepy 29. What are you talking about? She's just giggling. I don't know. And I videoed that and put it on Facebook. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So I think she's having a dig at me there, maybe.
But when people do that, like, have you ever put anyone's hand in the water?
Yeah, it makes them wee.
Has anyone actually weed themselves?
I think it does work. It has to be warm water. I mean, are you just going around with your hand in a bag of warm water a lot? Is that the problem?
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe you need to
I'll
look
take
into
my hand
that.
out. Mm-hmm.
This was the gross one. As a teenager, I had a small python snake.
Oh, that's stop right there.
Yeah. Oh, do you not like snakes? Oh, you're going to love this then.
I don't mind snakes, but I don't understand why people have snakes.
I don't understand why people have snakes.
Oh.
I don't mind them. Anyway, I had a small python snake and it had died.
Oh.
I used to do talks at primary schools and I thought that I might be able to use the snake in these talks. Maybe just the skin or get it stuffed, not just showing a rotting snake corpse to children. At least he thought that through.
Nice.
And so I'd put the snake in the freezer. Okay. First thing,
in the freezer.
it's not going to end well. Don't put a dead snake
In the freezer.
in the freezer.
No, don't do that.
When you imagine if you went to someone's freezer to get some ice out at a party and there was a corpse of a snake there,
Yeah.
you would expect in the next drawer down to find like
A head.
yeah, a severed hand or something.
Yes.
Okay. I had a, in brackets, not very good friend who I invited to the party. He used to drink way too much and do weird things. Later in the evening, after he'd had a lot to drink, I realised that he wasn't around. I went to look for him and found him sitting in front of the open freezer alone, taking a proper bite out of the frozen snake.
No, that's shocking.
I like that he put that it was a proper bite.
Like, yeah,
Like, not just a nibble.
Just
Because that would be fine.
He wasn't just licking it, you know. Like, I mean, if he was licking it, it'd be bad enough.
I think if you're going to eat a reptile, a proper bite is the way to go.
Well,
I mean, if you're going to
clearly.
commit to that,
Commit.
you've got to commit all the way,
Commit.
frankly.
What's
He said, I went mental and put the snake back and took him upstairs. I guess he was still hungry, though, because he then took a raw rack of ribs from the upstairs fridge. Well, hang on a minute. Who has an upstairs fridge?
Yeah.
So,
In the bedroom.
yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
Anyway, from the upstairs fridge, ate that, promptly threw up in the sink, blocking it, so we had to call a plumber out the next day.
No. This is wrong on countless levels.
He said, my parents weren't happy with me, you think?
Oh, really?
But his parents have let him keep a dead snake in the freezer, so I don't
freezer.
think they've got a leg to stand on, frankly.
No, and they've let him keep a fridge in the bedroom. That's weird.
Yeah.
And
I didn't invite him to any more parties. Well, obviously. Come on.
But no, he ate a raw rack of ribs.
Yeah. And then threw up.
Are ribs from a cow or beef, are they?
Beef, I think.
Or
I don't
are they
know.
pig ribs? 'Cause
Two vegetarians discussing
don't
meat.
know,
I don't know.
that's-
I've never eaten ribs.
Like, is that man a vampire, maybe?
It could possibly be.
That's the only answer that I can
Yeah.
come up with that makes any kind of sense to me.
I was once at a party when I was a teenager, when a guy friend of mine threw up and there was a worm in his sick. So he had... he'd found a bottle earlier out in the garden and had drunk it and there'd clearly been a worm in it. He threw it up. That's a really gross story now. I've said that out loud. I apologise for that.
Oh, that's horrendous. Oh my goodness, we've gone from a snake eating
I'm so sorry.
vampire to a male drinking worm.
I'm
fiend.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, that's
I'd say, shall I turn it round?
I can't believe that someone ate a snake. I just think that we need to get to the... I hope social services were called, is all I'm saying, because the man ate a snake.
The snake was dead.
He ate it. It doesn't matter. The death of the snake has no consequences or bearing on
I
the
thought you were
story.
saying RSPCA. I thought, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sorry, social service. Right, okay.
Oh, so if the snake was alive, I mean, of course, that would still be bad. But if the snake was dead, he still ate a snake.
I know, he was very drunk.
How drunk do you have to be to eat a snake?
I know, yeah, there's drunk and then there's just... That's just crazy, isn't it? This is actually a really good point. She says, I don't attend many parties these days, and the ones I do get to go to are usually for kids. God, kids' parties are a whole lot. Anyway, so I have a bit of a children's party complaint. My 4-year-old, 4 years old, my 4-year-old went to a party this year to which only girls were invited. It was a princess-themed party. They were greeted by princesses, served tea and cake at a wedding-type table setting, taught to curtsy and waltz by the princesses, and other such princess-themed activities, including makeup, dancing, and a coronation of the birthday girl. Ooh. And as she's put here, I thought we were past this in society. Why only invite girls? Do we want to teach our children to divide by gender at such a young age, or at all? Don't children just want to run around with their mates and eat junk food?
And when are kids ever in their life going to need to curtsy or waltz?
Exactly.
My daughter would throw up in her hair if she had to go to a party like that.
Yeah.
She would struggle with that so much.
I know. I mean, it's just wrong. Hang on. Since then, I've heard of other girls having such parties and spoken to the parents of boys who were sad not to have been invited to their friend's party. I mean, yeah, very strange to just say that only girls are coming to the party. Now, if you've got a daughter who's only friends with girls, I guess that's fine. But to say this is a female-only party because only girls... Firstly, I know a charming 3-year-old boy who loves wearing dresses. And why not? And just to kind of like to rule that out. But secondly, just to kind of reinforce that view to a 4-year-old.
Well, I think it's
the princessy, make-up-y kind of that. This is where it's at for fun.
But we have to be careful. We have to go with this because the first point being, whoever you want to have at your party is your choice. Period. You know, I mean, really, if it's your birthday, you can really have who you want.
But is that the kid? That's not the kids. The kid is 4.
Yeah,
they're not choosing. They're not saying, "Mummy, I would like to have an only girls' party."
Absolutely.
That's the parents.
I mean, I am. Yeah, I do get absolutely. We shouldn't be. You know, we don't need to keep reinforcing the girls like makeup and girls like that. But if the girl's into that, that's okay as well. As a woman, we
yeah.
That's okay to
well,
be that.
A 4-year-old.
I know her age is the problematic issue there. I see that clearly. But I just think I don't want to be the woman who I want to be the woman who goes, let's embrace all, which we've talked about lots in the podcast.
Absolutely.
You know?
I just think at that young age that is reinforcing a view of femininity. Because 4-year-olds generally want to run around climbing trees and get covered in mud, whatever gender they are. But equally, as I say, I know little boys who would be just as happy in a dress. To reinforce that as a gender thing.
You're very right.
I think that's the problem. Have a princess party, but invite boys as well.
Yeah.
Or don't have a princess party and invite everyone. Like, you can't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's just girls because we're doing princessy things. And that's just for girls.
Yeah, you know.
You've got another good one, and then we'll come on.
Well, this story is fabulous. I'm going to read the story because I think this has got a lot of detail in. I don't want to just give it an overview.
Do it.
It was New Year's Eve. They were in fancy dress. My friend has just shared this with me.
Hang on, can I stop you there? Do you know how to read? Start at the beginning.
My friend had just shared this with me. It was New Year's Eve. They were in fancy dress. Her kids were about 5 and 7. Both parents had way too much to drink and they were walking home, trying to look sober. She remembers a little voice saying, "Mummy, you're pushing me into the road." So she straightens up and keeps walking. Then
I like it when you do the voices.
Then the little voice pipes up, "Where's Daddy?" Daddy was about 6'5" and dressed as a penguin. This man sounds amazing. Complete with flippers on his giant feet. Diving flippers.
Oh, really?
Looking around, Daddy's nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
And they noticed said flippers sticking up in the air out of someone's driveway. Staying with her 5-year-old son, she sends her daughter to run and see if Daddy's okay. Patter, patter, patter. Off she runs. Then she runs back. Daddy's asleep.
Oh.
Okay, go back and wake him up. This went on for a while. Until she went, actually, Daddy's really asleep. And Daddy was fast asleep.
Oh, no. In someone's drive?
in someone's drive.
With massive flippers on, dressed as a penguin.
Yeah, in the end, she woke up a neighbour who sat with the kids in their front garden while she woke up her husband and walked back home. All the while, he's saying, "My knee is sticky."
Nice voice.
So she gets the kids home and goes up to bed. And to her horror, she sobers up immediately as she stands there to see her naked husband poking his knee, saying, "I can see my kneecap."
So you can see the bone.
He can see the bone of his kneecap.
Oh,
And sure
come on.
enough, she too can see his kneecap. And another friend drives him to casualty for over 50 stitches in the knee area. You think how big your knee is? 50 stitches.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stitches.
That's a lot of stitches.
That's a great story. And I'd just like to say, any man that goes to a party dressed as a penguin with flippers on is a legend in my eyes.
It reminds me, I spoke to a taxi driver a couple of weeks ago. Funnily enough, he was giving me a lift somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that the night before he'd taken quite a well-to-do couple sort of in their 60s to a wedding. I think it was their son's wedding or something like that. And he'd taken them there at the beginning of the evening, and they sort of said, we don't often drink, but we'll probably have one or two because it is our son's, wedding. And he picked them up at the end of the evening, and they seemed sort of all right, but he had an inkling that they were pretending to be sober, and got them in the car, got them home, and basically they both were sitting in the back. They both opened the doors at the same time, and they both fell out the car into two bushes either side of the car at the same time, and literally just had their feet sticking up because they were completely off their tits and not used to being drunk.
Love that.
And he just said, I had that moment where I was like, I don't know which one to save first because there's just two sets of feet sticking out of bushes.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. So I always know that it's been a good party for me if my mum's there and she ends up singing Michael Bolton at the end of the night, because my mum...
Does it have to be Michael Bolton?
Yeah, for her, it's generally How Am I Supposed to Live Without You by Michael Bolton. And she'll stand in a kind of pose that her arms and the legs are out as far as I can
did
go.
witness a bit of Rowena singing the other day, and it was special.
Yes, it started when I think it was at either her 40th. I think it was her 40th, or it's either her 40th or her 40th, I think. And she started doing it then.
Hang on, she started doing this?
I mean, my mum's always been a bit of a drink. My mum...
Yeah, but it was a knowingly, like, I'm going to start this tradition. From now on, I'm going to sing Michael Bolton at the end of a party.
It wasn't a knowing. No,
with my limbs splayed.
My mum
this is what I'm going to do from now on.
Like, my mum is like an avid non-smoker, but she had a cigarette in her hand at the time and started singing.
I just like that she suddenly decided that this is the time.
And then, but since then,
that's the sign.
I'm like, it's going to be a Michael Bolton moment. Yeah.
Do you like organised entertainment at a party?
No, I don't. My friend does it, and it's quite fun when she does it. But no, I don't.
What does she do?
She'll make it like we've had quite a few New Year's Eve things with her, and she'll make us do games.
Yeah, I don't mind a game.
Yeah,
it depends on the game. If it's a small dinner party and it's playing something like, what's that card? Cards Against Humanity, which is funny.
Yeah, no, she'll make you do
That's
balloons,
funny.
like passing.
But I was going to say anything like passing balloons from chin
chest to chest, or
no. I mean, if that's a very small group of like 4 or 6 of you, and you're all very drunk and it's done in the right spirit, that's fine. But if that's in a room with people that you don't know that well, that's horrific.
Yeah.
That is my idea of a horrific evening.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that. I think we can probably wrap it up around now.
I think parties do it or don't.
Well done.
Straight in there.
There was a new little bit that I wanted to do at the end, which we had sort of discussed, which I think we both enjoy, which is I'm going to call it Overheard Corner.
Oh yeah.
I've always liked when you hear little snippets of conversation, ladies and gentlemen, that you hear when you're on a train or you're walking down the street, and you didn't hear it in context. You have no idea, and it just leaves you a little bit, I'm going to say it, bewildered.
Yeah.
And I had a classic one of them this week, which was, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
So I had no context here. This is literally all I heard. But she developed a latex allergy in her late 30s, so that was the end of that.
I love that.
That just left me going, oh, man, I just want to go, excuse me, I don't know you, but can you give me some more context there? Yeah.
I love that. I had...
So that's called Overheard Corner. So if you had anything this week...
I did hear one the other day where a woman was really shouting at her husband. Well, I presume it was a husband. It could have been a boyfriend, could have been a friend, I don't know. But all I heard was, it's because of you I'm wearing this cardigan.
That is good.
And because of you...
That's better because it's so obscure.
I'm wearing
It's
this
because of you that I'm wearing this cardigan.
Yeah.
Was that her winning blow in the argument?
But that was it. I was
That
like,
would win.
gosh, yeah. What?
You've turned me into a cardigan wearer.
Because
You
of
did
you,
this.
I'm wearing this cardigan.
That's beautiful. So next week, we will be doing a subject that we haven't quite decided yet, but check us out on Facebook. We will put it in there in the next couple of days.
Yeah, in the next couple of days we'll have.
And if you have any stories, views, or opinions, give them to us, and we'll talk about them.
Email
We'll read them
us.
out.
Yeah, email. You can pop some message on Facebook. You can email us.
Kirsty will read them out in her beautiful dulcet tones.
in my dulcet reading story voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, you have a beautiful week. I've enjoyed this immensely. This week, Rebecca.
It's been good fun.
I really missed it last week. I missed being
did.
with you people, so it's good
Absolutely.
to be back.
Have a fantastic week. We miss you already.
If you get a few minutes, do pop a little review on iTunes or on any of our social medium platforms that we're on. We love to hear what you're thinking. You got any comments for us? Message us. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Skip to the end.
We love you. Take care.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Rebecca and Kirsty will be back next week to once again audibly spoon you with their firm yet malleable twatterings.